be a little iffy. Skies are not clear. It's actually really cloudy. And what makes it worse is there are planes overhead. So no excuses. Let's try to get this done. Let's get this done and over with the best that we can. That's all I can ask for. That's all I can ask for is a good connection today. We want to run a press conference for the recent Dranzer Cup contestants, blades that will be announced and ranked. We will start from the bottom, ranks 36 to 27. We will start there. Unfortunately, we will speak about, which parts ended up. We will discuss parts that were successful in the mid-tier rank, but are not advancing, but will be reused and swapped for better builds in the future. We will see if that plays a role or not. Winning combinations that'll be lying in wait, other ones that will just kind of go by blades and the such. So wait a few minutes here. We'll see if I can get some confirmation from other individuals as well. I'm also slightly trying to fix my camera and get this at the right angle. Here it is. Kind of where I want it, kind of where I need it. Slightly like that. I can tilt a bit. You have a good view of everyone. Dranzer is in the view. We are here present at the land of the Dranzers. Hopefully the connection and reception is great. It's as good as I'm going to get it. It is a live feed, so it's questionable. It's not perfect. The room has been saged. Things have been prepared. Doing the best I can with what I have. I'm being grateful as much as possible. I'm a little frustrated. My patience is being tested as well with the connections of the past week. My phone should be on a better plan this week, this month. Things have refreshed, so things should be going through. We will see how things go in a second. We're going to see how things go in a second. Give us a few minutes and we will prepare. I'm waiting to see if a circle pops up at all or not. Hopefully nothing pops up. Connectivity issues could be something on Google's part, YouTube and Google's part, because who knows if they are having an influx of data and people going on live. I don't think that should be a problem, to be honest, but we will see in a second. Nonetheless, it seems like my connection is as good as it's going to get. I feel like I should just go for it. I'm going to just go for it because that way we can just continue from there. That's the best case scenario here. So be patient with me as I'm patient with the actual connection. And I will get this stuff underway in a second. I'm going to set up some of these blades here. For those that are coming in and out of the chat, thank you for being here. Thank you for dropping in. Oh, Chief Bongo, thank you. Let me know how my reception looks. I know audio is probably okay, but the actual visuals always suck. So let me know how that goes. We're running another press conference. What am I dropping here? Come on. I gotta coordinate today. Let's be focused. Let's stay focused. Keeping this space organized. All right. Visuals are 8 out of 10. I see. That's good to know. Riz, thank you for being here. Thank you for dropping in. This is another day 2 press conference for the Dranzer Cup. That was the 9 tournaments that we had earlier this year. A little bit of last year as well. 36 blades, 36 ratchets, 36 bits, all randomized and selected into 9 groups of 4. We have announced the top 16 winners in the original press conference that was last week. Last week there was a press conference with the 16 winners for the Dranzer Cup. Now we have a second day press conference to discuss the not be advancing to the playoffs. These contestants here that are not advancing, we will speak about their rank. We will give them an honorable send-off as well. So starting in rank 36 in the very, very, very last place, rank 36. Riz, don't ask, just pay attention, please. And rank 36, Megatron. Megatron on 380 gear ball. 380 gear ball. We will discuss a bit about Megatron here, rank 36. You can stand up straight. Megatron 380 gear ball only had 5 points. They only had 5 spin finishes. That's all they left with was 5 points. Now, mind you, the highest score person in this tournament was at a score of, if I could find it, 28. Also 27, 28, and 27 were the highest scoring finalists. So Megatron only with a score of 5 with 5 spin finishes. Megatron's 380 is actually going back into the pool. So that's an interesting aspect about this. So we will get that situated later. Megatron as a blade probably you may or may not return in future tournaments. For now, because they are last place, they are departing from Nidoqueen, who was actually Nidoqueen. Actually, is we can do a quick check. The trainer of also Blue Health Chain, but Nidoqueen has a champion in the tournament present. Megatron will be parting ways with Nidoqueen. Megatron also sponsored and promoted by Empoleon to the right. We have to the right the promoters, to the left the head trainers, the best trainers in the business that have champions and people in the playoffs as well. Megatron trained by Nidoqueen and sponsored and promoted by Empoleon from Metal Claw Promotions. Megatron is being dropped today. Megatron is being dropped today. So farewell to Megatron rank 36. Gotta leave some stuff. And 4 spin finishes. Not scoring too well, if not play honors in the finals and playoffs. If not play honors in the finals and playoffs. So announcing one of Oshawott Watt's first into the and Their taper bit will be donated back into the rotation here for usage. There was trained by Combustion, will be eliminated as a coach and trainer until further notice, and was sponsored and promoted by Empoleon for Metal Claw Promotions. Sponsored and promoted by Empoleon for Metal Claw Promotions. Empoleon losing two of their contested fighters here, so Blue Dranzer will be let go. The taper bit will be donated, so we will get into that, and we'll get that underway right now. One second as we reconnect to the Wi-Fi. Hopefully things connect now. Otherwise, I will continue to record. Hopefully it does go through at some point as a final recording. Hopefully it goes through. We are connected to the Wi-Fi again, but still no signal, still nothing. Still nothing. 1 second. Hopefully it's still being recorded and going through connection-wise before I continue. Hopefully it was going through. I'm not able to see the chat at the moment. Having a bit of technical difficulties here. We will try to reconnect as soon as we can. We had this issue last live. We had the same issue last live. There we are. There it is. Looks like the live is buffering. Let me know if we are back. Everything seems to be back now. My chat is back. Thank you for being here. Thank you for continuing to be here. Bit of troubleshooting issues. Not necessarily on my end. It is actually a bit of the weather and of some other factors, location-wise. Hopefully I get my 2 bars situated. Nope, still at 1, but I'm going to continue. Nonetheless, thank you for dropping in, being here. Thank you for being present. We are going to continue discussing rank 32. Rank 33, if you missed that, was Blue Dranzer, 980 taper, trained by Combustion, sponsored and promoted by Empoleon for Metal Claw Promotions. They are being dropped by both. They battled out of Group B, the toughest division. They were the weakest link. Unfortunately, final score of 9, 1 extreme, 5 spin finishes. But let's carry on. You think it's good now? Cool. Thank you. Good to know. Now let's move on to rank 32. This is the final contestant with 0 matches won. The final contestant with the best score out of the 0 match won group. They have no matches won out of this group. With a final score of 11, 6 spin finishes, and 2 over finishes. Rank 32, we have Orange Wizard Arrow. Orange Wizard Arrow is ran on this 380 Cyclone. Orange Wizard Arrow was trained by Claydol. Claydol actually also trains rank number 1, which was Tusk Mammoth. Tusk Mammoth rank number 1, maybe not rightfully so. Orange Dranzer probably deserves to be at that top spot because I had misscored. But even though with my misscoring, hopefully the seeding will keep those 2 competitors afloat because they deserve to battle each other. Orange Wizard Arrow trained by Claydol and sponsored and promoted by Noctowl for Nightshade Promotions. Wizard Arrow battling out of Group E. And out of Group E, checking the notes here, was Red Hell Scythe as well. So that's what Wizard Arrow was dealing with in their division. Thank you, Wizard Arrow, for your participation in this tournament. That is the best competitor out of all the competitors that had 0 matches won. Now we are moving on to competitors with one match won, but still not qualifying. Let's continue. Continuing on to rank 31. Rank 31 from this bottom 10. Rank 31 from this bottom 10 here with one match won of 12, scoring one extreme finish in 8 spin finishes. We have Rhino Horn. Rhino Horn is ran on this 360 gear ball. 360 gear ball. Rhino Horn's ratchet, the 360, will be donated back to the committee for further tournaments. The 360 scoring well. Since the 360 ratchet scored well, it will be recovered by the committee and thrown back into rotation for these other blades to have for their shuffling. So Rhino Horn, 360 gear ball, was trained by Monferno. Monferno, as you can see, the top coaches and trainers here to the left and the top promoters here to the right. Like that Rhino combo. It's pretty good, man. It's pretty good. It just, it sucks that he didn't score that well in this tournament. Matter of fact, with that being said, let's tap into that. Rhino Horn was battling out of Group D. Group D's competitors were rank number 5, Blue Hell's Chain, on a 180 gear ball. Also in rank D, you had, let's see who else we have here. Yell Kong 470 point and Drasil 460 hexa. So Rhino Horn was against some good competition. They did score one extreme finish though, which is really interesting. One extreme. And 8 spin finishes with a final score of 12. So they get props. They also had one match won. They're the bottom list of people who had one match won. Meaning they won only one match, if that makes sense. Anyway, trained by Monferno and sponsored and promoted by Camerupt for Magma Promotion. Horn is being dropped from both trainers and promoters. Rhino Horn, thank you for your participation in this tournament. We will be retrieving that 360 from you. That will go back into the shuffle here. But thank you for your time and participation. A great competitor, nonetheless. Much respect to all competitors here. It sucks that we have to have a press conference, reintroduce to you these competitors. Not always in the best light, but that's what goes on here on day 2. Day 2 of our press conference for the Dranzer Cup. Moving on now to rank 30. Rank 30. With 1 over finish and 10 spin finishes, a final score of 12.5. Ran on this 480 orb. We have the Yellow Night Lance. Other people have other names for him, but we'll not go there. Yellow Night Lance ran on the 480 orb, fighting out of Group A. They were part of Group A. The best competitor that came out of Group A was the Blue Phoenix Wing on 960 Unite. So they had to deal with some real tough competition there. However, they did have one match won, surprisingly. Yellow Night Lance 480 orb was trained by Pidgeot. This is Pidgeot's last tournament. Pidgeot will be dropped from the tournament, as well as them dropping this person that they're training. Also sponsored and promoted by Noctowl for Nightshade Promotions. Yellow Night Lance, thank you for your time. Yellow Night Lance's 480 ratchet is going to be donated back to the committee. Was deemed a ratchet that in the bottom 20 was a really viable ratchet to use. I'll just say it that way. So yeah, this 480 will be donated. All right, Lance, thank you for your time. Moving on to the next competitors here. Coming in now at rank 29. Rank 29. Same final score of 12.5, very differently. Rank 29 has 1 extreme finish, 3 burst finishes, and only 1 spin finish with a final score of 12.5. Their bit piece will be donated back to the committee as well. In rank 29, we have the Blue Shinobi Shadow. Blue Shinobi Shadow at rank 29 ran on a 480 flat. 480 flat. Here we are. Blue Shinobi Shadow was battling out of Group H. The best competitor out of Group H is rank number 2, who is Dark Leon Claw, 380 point. Dark Leon Claw, 380 point. It sucks because the top 3, Tusk Mammoth, Dark Leon Claw, Orange Dranzer, maybe even Red Hell Scythe, a lot of scores are iffy simply because Orange Dranzer, on my part, I miscalculated the scoring, so Dranzer should be number 1, but hey, them at number 3, we'll see how that bodes for them, because they are in the third seed bracket. But let's continue on. Blue Shinobi Shadow's flat bit will be donated back to the committee. The flat bit was deemed a very viable thing in the bottom 20, so that will be redonated back to these competitors here. Blue Shinobi Shadow was trained by Arbok, who was a top trainer in this tournament. Arbok is also training rank number 8, who is Drager 380 gear flat. Shinobi Shadow, sponsored and promoted by Saviper in the background behind Empoleon, barely see him, for Poison Fang Promotions. Shinobi Shadow, unfortunately, is being dropped by both, but may return to the stadium. May or may not return to the stadium. We will see in the future. All right. Blue Shinobi Shadow, thank you for your... As we take the bit from Shinobi. All righty. At rank 28. Interesting. With only one match won, scoring 1 over finish, 1 burst, and 9 spin finishes for a final score of 14. Ran on a 360 needle. The needle bit will be donated back to the committee as well. We have the competitor ranked at 28, the White Wyvern Gale. White Wyvern Gale. White Wyvern Gale on this 360 needle. 360 needle. White Wyvern Gale was battling out of Group E. The best competitor out of Group E is rank 4, Red Hell Scythe. Red Hell Scythe making light work of a lot of people. White Wyvern Gale was ranked 28, trained by Pincer. Pincer here is surviving because they have also trained. They're also training. Let's see where Pincer's at. They're also training rank 10, which is Blue Vipertail, and they're also training rank 13, which is Blue Drawn Sword. So Pincer has 2 other fighters that they're training that are in the playoffs. So Pincer survives this elimination round here. White Wyvern Gale, sponsored and promoted by Scalopy for Steamroller Promotions. Pincer will be dropping White Wyvern Gale as well as Scalopy dropping them from their promotional company. White Wyvern Gale, thank you for your time. Moving on to the top of this bottom, and these are the bottom 10s here. All right, moving forward. Out of the bottom 10 at the very top, but unfortunately still not passing. One extreme finish. 1 over, 1 burst, and 5 spins. With a final score of 14 as well, but scoring all 4 types of ways, so they are ranked 27. We have Red Wyvern Gale. Red Wyvern Gale is ran on this 360 Quake. 360 Quake here. Red Wyvern Gale on the 360 Quake. Wyvern Gale was battling out of, or red wire from Gale specifically, was battling Kyle's hammer, ranked out. There is still. Thank you for. Thank you for 24 winning on this side of the axis, meaning that they have a competitor. Meaning that they have a competitor. Let's cheers for that. Let's cheers for that. Meaning it will have to on you basically. There's in your participation in this tournament. Good luck to both of you. One match one. Rank bottom of the 9, but making the cut still. They are they were training under Airy Train Claw. Actually, we kind of as well as an attack savant. Ariados. Ariados is actually on the decision. They're questioning their decision as well. We will hear back in a second. In the meantime, it's a Viper, the promoter, dropping another. This is their 5th. Excuse me. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, this is their 5th competitor that they've dropped. So Viper only has one competitor left that they are promoting. The final competitor they are promoting is the Dranzer. Wow, yeah. Dropping lightly on Claw from their promotion. Since they won't be returning to the next tournament, there's no reason for them to promote them. They may or may not continue or come back to competition. Has pledged not to continue with lightly on Claw. Ariados staying tight-knit with their 2 competitors in the playoffs, Lightly and Claw being dropped from both. That is a rough start. Leon Claw the Blade may continue in the, not the next tournament, but maybe the one after. Hopefully they return. If we're being honest here. Lightly on Claw, thank you for your time. We just got word back from Ariados that they're being dropped from both trainer and promoter. That's a rough ending. The fact that we had a stall there makes it a little more. It sucks. It sucks. All right, basically. Good luck to them. Carrying on now. Carrying on. Rank 19. Rank 19. This is the mid 10, but still the bottom 20. They are all being dropped, unfortunately. Crimson Gerudo on 460 low flat was trained by Combuskin. Combuskin out of Little Root Town. Combuskin's only other person that they were training was Blue Dranzer. So they had a whole bird team over there. Combuskin has pledged to continue training here. Crimson Garuda we may see return. Victory Bell is their promoter for Leafstone Promotions. Victory Bell dropping their competitor. This person here, Crimson Garuda, simply because that's actually great. Ariados dropped Leon Club on the brighter note Garuda time. Or the time after the next, however you want to look at it. Going into the top 2 of the bottom 20. Top 2 of the bottom 20 on, even though they continue to participate in further tournaments. As we have a whole new slew of. All right. Quick out of Lake Valor. Azelf, this is their highest scoring competitor with 2 wins. They did really well. There's nothing really to be mad about. So naturally, Azelf has pledged to continue training Orange Terror's Wing. So they're going to continue staying. Happens after it. Let's see how it continues. Orange Terror's Wing was sponsored. They're being dropped from their promotional company, but at least they got to stay with their coach. We got to see 2 back-to-back trainers hold on to their coach, which is really nice. Azelf had a high scoring competitor in Terra's Wing. I'm really happy to see them hold on to Terra's Wing for that matter. In the future, we may see a few coaches with only 1 competitor. Let's see how far they go with just them 2. Orange Terra's Wing, thank you for your time and participation. Good luck next time, you and Azelf. Stay training, stay in the gym. All right. These last 4 trainers here all have competitors in the playoffs. They just don't have champions. They don't have champions from certain groups in their stables. And that's okay. Because the top coming no longer be a group I. At rank 60 was originally going to be donated, but it was originally taken from Rhino Horn. The taper is actually great too, but the taper was taken from Blue Dranzer. Blue Dranzer. Unfortunately, that they are ranked. Pharaoh came into this tournament with 2 people that they were training, both Green Hell Scythe and Sphinx Cowl. And Sphinx 11 continuing to train Green Hell Scythe. I like that for Hell Scythe. Hell Scythe scored really well. Let me do a quick moment. Missing 2. Am I missing 1? Keeping them in the bottom 20. That's beautiful work right there. On top of their other feature, their other competition out of Viridian City was Nido Queen. Nido Queen was training Megatron. That Megatron got dropped, but who was knocking people out at a Group D was trained. Let's check a quick thing for Group D. All 3 competitors from Group D are in the bottom 20. That was Rhino Horn and Drasil. Really interesting group there, I should say. Really interesting group. 1 second as we reconnect. There we go. Hopefully the chat continues to be here. Hopefully the audio goes through. I hope that everything is being recorded nonetheless, even though the live is not working that well. All right. Kabutops was training out of Cinnabar Island. Kabutops actually had 3 competitors under their belt, 3 people in this competition. 1 second. 3 people in this tournament that they were training. Let's do a quick check. Kabutops has Yellow Wizard Arrow and Wise Tiger in the playoffs to coach. So they have both. They have both. Let's connect to the Wi-Fi again. Had 2 of their people in the playoffs. It looks like Unicorn Sting was dropped. Unicorn Sting was ranked at 22. So barely making the cut, but still trained by Kabutops. Unfortunately, just not making the cut. Kabutops dropped from training. Swalot's still here. Swalot's still here. Seems like they have one. Yes, they have 1 competitor, and they made it very closely at rank 16. That is Red Phoenix Feather that Swalot is training. Red Phoenix Feather. Very frustrating, but there's not much I can do. Rasil was the other person that Swalot was training. Swalot was training Drasil. Drasil was ranked at 24 and dropped 20, unfortunately. So yeah, this is the first ever Dranzer Cup. So we are going through the logistics as best as we can. It's good to go through this piece here and figure out what works best. You know, but there it is. You in the audience here. We've got the Gundam and the Beat 'em on in attendance as well. Perfect Cell. These are your top coaches here. Nido Queen, Monferno, Hitmontop, Scyther, Arbok, Claydol, Ariados, Duat. In attendance, we also have Chief Bongos, Wizard, Rod. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being present. Accompanied by Koenma. We just finished another tournament. Our promoters, the 6 main promoters. So Viper almost lost all of their competitors, only had 1 left. The Viper only had 1 left, and that was Dranzer. Scolipede out of Steam representing Steamrod Promotions, Victory Bell representing Leafstone Promotions, Noctowl, Nightshade Promotions, Camerup Magma Promotions, Empoleon, Metal Claw Promotions, Viper, Poison Fang Promotions, and of course Dranzer, accompanied by their bodyguard Usopp Psyduck. Dranzer here. Dranzer V2, King of the Land of the Dranzers. Thank you for being here. This is day 2 of the conference. These 4 coaches, not the top coaches, but they have competition. They have competition that they're bringing to this tournament by being in the playoffs, making the cut. We just lost 4 coaches. We lost 4 coaches and 4 competitors here. A while ago, we lost, who was it again? Osh, Combuskin, and Pidgeot. They are holding on to at least 1 fighter from their stable. At least 1. And continuing to train them. They may have to skip the next competition that happens, but hopefully they can return for the next. So we will see. Alrighty. I'm going to go towards here. Let's do this. Boom. So that way I can have connection as I move along. Let me check it. There goes 2 bars. As soon as I walk outside. As soon as I walk outside of the room. So yep. Here we are. I'm waiting for the text to appear. Then I'll continue. We're going to wait for that. Might have to walk over. 1 second. Let me know if this is any better. There we go. It seems like it's not. I'm trying to bet 2 3 bar reception here. I'm gonna have to walk back towards the staircase, which sucks. Yep, that sucks. But in the meantime, I will continue announcing until I get better reception. I'm gonna need to go talk to these library people, ask them about the Wi-Fi and everything. See how that goes. Not good. Isn't good. Here, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's see if that gets better. I'll go until the chat returns. I can't read the chat. I don't know what people are saying. Hold on. Can't see it. It's not going through. I don't want to end live and then all of this goes away. So I'm just going to stay here. But I do need to charge the phone. But anyway, that is press conference day 2. I'll leave it at that. I'm going to charge up these devices. I might have to go back outside and do some things. But yeah. All right, y'all. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Thank you for being here. Conference day 2. Peace.